Alright, guys, today I'll be reviewing Six Flags New England in Agawam, Massachusetts. This used to be known as Riverside back in the day, and then Six Flags bought it, went on a huge spending spree, went bankrupt, but that's a whole nother story. The first thing I want to talk about with this park is the location. It's right in the middle of this one lane street. You have to cross over a bridge to get here because the parking lot's on the other side of the street because it's so small. You'll just see woods, houses, all this stuff driving up to the park, maybe a gas station if you're on the right side. And then out of nowhere, you see Six Flags New England, the Starflyer, Wicked Cyclone, everything. And it's really weird. And on the other side of the park, you have the Connecticut River, which is just beautiful. So, setting-wise, it looks really nice, but the setting does have a drawback, and that's that this parking lot has to be the worst parking lot in the world for an amusement park. I hate this thing. So basically, you have to park on the other side of the street, and you have to hike 10 or so minutes from the parking lot to that bridge. And then once you're at that bridge, you have to climb a huge flight of stairs with M&M advertisements all over them, so it looks really ugly. And then you get to the bottom of the stairs, and there's your entrance. And this entrance actually looks really nice. It's the same as Six Flags America's, so I like those entrances, but you get in the park, and your main goal here is probably to ride the best rides possible, and they've got a good collection of rides here. Their star, in my opinion, is Superman the Ride. This is an elite Intamin hypercoaster, top 10 coaster for me. It's amazing. It's got great ejector airtime, decent positive Gs, not too crazy, but it's got a great setting, best view on any coaster, in my opinion, looking out at the Connecticut River. So, yeah, overall, it's an elite coaster. It's a must-ride for any coaster enthusiast. The other great ride here is Wicked Cyclone. This is also a top 15 coaster for me. It's an RMC. It's one of the weakest RMCs in my opinion, but that being said, a weak RMC is still better than most roller coasters, period. It's got good ejector airtime, a couple hang time moments, and yeah, it's really fun. After that, there's a huge drop-off in quality. Then you're probably going to Batman, which is a B&M floorless, a weaker one at that, and it's still a fun ride. The Zero G roll is actually very crunchy. You get great whip through that, and the rest of the inversions are fun, but I don't know, you go from Superman the Ride and Wicked Cyclone to a B&M floorless that's barely in my top 75, so that should really tell you something about the 1-2 punch and how it just drops off after that. You've also got a free spin in Joker. You got an SLC and Riddler's Revenge. That one does have vests, though. You've got a classic Woody and Thunderbolt. I don't think it's very remarkable, but a lot of people speak highly of this. They say it's got this one ejector death hill. I couldn't find any ejector for the life of me on this thing. Pandemonium is a great family spinning coaster. If you're off balance, then you might get some really good spinning. You might. I mean, we did, because me and my mom were sitting on one side and two little kids were on the other side. So our side was spinning pretty fast. But I don't know, if you sit on a pretty balanced car, this is a pretty mild ride. Then after that, the quality drops even more with a Vekoma boomerang named Flashback. It's an average boomerang, maybe even a little rougher than most. Then you got a Wild Mouse and Gotham City Gauntlet. It's an average Wild Mouse, so it sucks. And then you got Catwoman's Whip, which I actually like better than Gotham City Gauntlet. It's a fun Zero Tivoli, but nothing crazy. And then you got your traditional kiddie coaster with the Great Chase. So Six Flags New England actually has a pretty good flat ride collection in my opinion. Their standout is Harley Quinn Spin Sanity. This pendulum ride is really strong. Not quite as good as Wonder Woman at Great Adventure or Crazanity at Magic Mountain, but it's still got great airtime on the max swings and decent positives on the down swings. Sky Screamer is one of the tallest in the world, and it feels like it. These are some astounding views of the Connecticut River, and it's just really fun being up that high swinging around, and I actually feel like it goes pretty fast on this one, so that's definitely a must-do. They've also got a Chance Freestyle called Cyborg, and it's an indoor ride. I've never done it, but it looks really weird. It has like lighting and everything, so that looks really cool. They've got a Zamperla Endeavor, an SNS Drop Tower, so basic flats after that, but yeah, they've got two standout flats that are definitely worth doing, and then a few others that you might want to check out. For family rides, I mean, it's a pretty average park. You've got like wave swingers, teacups, all that basic stuff. Kiddie rides, I know they're getting a new one this year, or I guess retrofitting an old one with the dinosaur ride. I forgot what it's called, but it's like Dino Off-Road Adventure or something like that. But, I mean, it looks fine. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything groundbreaking. The rest of the kiddie rides are kind of meh. Now let's move on to the atmosphere and theming. The atmosphere here is actually very good. It's got kind of an old school vibe with like the new park vibe. It's kind of weird. It's kind of almost like a toned down version of Hershey Park in my opinion, where the entrance, kind of the area by Wicked Cyclone almost, that kind of feels like an old school park. And then obviously you got the DC and Six Flags all over the place, and then that reminds you you're in a Six Flags park. But yeah, I like the area over by the entrance and Wicked Cyclone, and the Frontier section is actually really good. It's a shame there's no rides over there. I know they could put like a raptor or something in the plot of Goliath. That would be really nice to see. But as for theming, they don't really have any here. There's some cool architecture like in the entrance area. Cyborg's obviously got some mild theming. There's some like posters or whatever on Superman, but other than that, there's really nothing. It's a Six Flags park. Don't go in expecting Disney or even Hershey Park level theming, if I'm being real. It's definitely not even that, but it's better than an average Six Flags park, I'd say. It's definitely better than Darien Lake, that's for sure. The food here is pretty mediocre. I had just chicken tenders and fries. The rest of the food I ate was at the hotel, so nothing too extraordinary. I saw they had like pizza, burgers, all that good stuff. Apparently they have like really good fried dough or something. I know Canopy Coasters was talking about something like that, like a pizza fried dough or something. I didn't try that, but I mean, it might be good. So overall, Six Flags New England is definitely a really good park. It's a borderline top 10 park I've been to. I think it's my number 11. I think I like Canada's Wonderland more than it, just because of their quantity of rides. But the top two here is my third favorite 1-2 punch of any park, only behind Cedar Points and King's Dominions. And the rest of the park is all right. It's nothing too special. I'd say it's slightly above average, like a normal Six Flags park in terms of atmosphere and theming. But that being said, Six Flags doesn't have very high standards when it comes to that. But let me know what you guys think of Six Flags New England down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.